everybody. Welcome to today's Lunch Lesson Live. Today we are talking about getting more clients. Man, isn't that something we all want to do, right? That is why we're in business. That is what we are all striving for. So if you're looking for more clients, you are not going to want to miss today's Lunch Lesson Live. So thanks so much for being here. If you're here, give me a wave or a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. If you're watching today on the live, just say live below. If you're watching on the replay, just say replay below. I would love to know who's here on Wednesdays at 12 and who's coming in after and watching the replay later. So give me a little shout out. I'd love to know where you're at. So who needs leads, right? Who needs more lead generation? If you are in that game, if you are looking for more leads, needing more clients, write leads below, right? Just say leads. If you need more leads in your business, type leads. I would define a lead as more than obviously just a Facebook follower, right? What is a lead? I would say a lead, because I feel like it's thrown around a lot, right? Lead generation, get more clients. Really, you want someone who is already interested. So that can be defined as a lot of different things, right? How interested is somebody in your services or products? So we'll get more into that, and we'll talk about it all today. So thanks so much for being here. I wanted to give a shout out to everyone who voted. Thanks so much for voting on today's topic. If you are interested in finding out more topics that would relate to your business, every Tuesday I put out a poll to see what is more relevant to your business, right? I would love to know what is helpful to you, and and if there are some topics that I like talking about, but maybe you don't find them helpful to your business, of course, I want to know. If there's another topic that you suggest, you can always post it below or add it to the poll on Tuesdays, or just send me a message anytime and be like, hey, I really want to talk about this. Could you do a live training on this? And I would love to talk about it. So you can always check the past lives. They are all in the featured tab at the top of this group. So let me know. I think I find that everyone might see a little bit different setup on the group. So if you don't see the featured tab in the group at the top, just let me know. If you do, if you can see it, okay, type featured below. I don't know if you can see it while you're watching the live, but anyway, check the featured tab, because let me know if it's not there. But anyway, all the lives I pinned to the feature, so you can just kind of scroll through all the lives and see if there's one topic that you kind of want to watch. So you can see all the past lives there. All right. So who is this for? This is for mompreneurs, coaches, business owners. Obviously, I love talking to women, so this is for women business owners. If you are trying to run a business and trying to get more leads, trying to get more clients, get more buyers, get more sales, this is for you. So this is really for anyone who's offering a product or service, right? I always gear, just because my own business is geared more towards service, so I definitely talk more with coaches and other people who are running service-based businesses, right? That's kind of who I typically work with, but definitely everything that we talk about here would be applied to products as well if you're offering products. So any mompreneurs or women business owners, this video is for you. So if you're here, give me a little shout out. Hi, thumbs up. Thanks so much for being here. So today we are talking about how to get more clients, right? That is such the basis of all business, right? That's what we all want. We all want more sales. So that is what we are going to talk about today. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. If you're new here, right, my name's Kristina. I've been helping businesses for the last decade. I've had a number of different businesses on my own, and I've learned a lot, and I want to share all of that with you. So my husband and I had a little bike shop, coffee shop. I always talk about everything I learned, right, from that bike shop, coffee shop. It was so fun. So we loved being in our community and offering services and coffee as well, and getting to know the people in our neighborhood, right, in our city. We loved that. So, and we really had to learn by fire. So if you've had a brick and mortar store, right, it's tough, right? It's tough. Any business is tough, honestly. But we really could see every day, like we needed people coming through that door. So it was really apparent, right, from the get-go, right? Okay, we need more bodies. I need more hot bodies coming in to see what we've got. So so we learned really quickly, right, how to get more clients coming in our door so that they could at least see our stuff. So we certainly, you know, Facebook was fairly new to us as a business. This was back in 2014. So we were, you know, posting on Facebook, and I think that really helped us a lot because our community here in Florida is really active on Facebook. If you're in a community, right, that isn't as active, that might have been a little bit harder. But anyway, we really grew a following on Facebook. And what I think was the most important idea that we had in the Bike Shop Coffee Shop was building our own community, right? Building our own group, building our own, you know, kind of repeating customers, right? And I really think that that is essential for all businesses. You really want to build not just a following, but you want to build a close-knit community of people who trust and love you, right? But people who trust you to give them the offers that you're offering, right? They trust you so that they'll spend money with you. So that is really the goal, is building a community around your business. So we're going to talk about kind of 3 steps that I think are important to getting more clients. And we'll talk a lot more about that community, building that. But I think that's what was so important at the bike shop. We created bike groups. So we had a number of different bike groups, right, for every different kind of level. What I loved, I was in charge of the cupcakes and cruisers, right? So you can imagine a couple days a week we would get on our cruisers, and there's so many cute cruiser bikes, right? Cruisers are the like beach cruisers, like, you know, just kind of laid back, upright handlebars. I always wanted a basket, of course, you know, that was like my style. And cupcakes, right? So we would go for our little loop. It was about a mile loop, and then we would come back and have cupcakes and coffee. It was great, right? It was so fun. So that was my deal. My husband ran the mountain bike group. He grew up in Kansas, but I went to school in Colorado, and that's where we met. So he really fell in love with the mountains in Colorado. So he was in charge of the mountain biking crew, and they would go to out on Snow Hill Road here by us. We have a little bike trail, so he would go there and build that community. Then we had a couple of we hired some bike shop guys, right? Some of our mechanics, and they would be in charge of the really fast guys, right? The road bikes, right? The road bike guys. So the road bike guys would go, you know, for lots of miles on Saturdays. And anyway, so that was really how we were building community around different levels of our customers and getting to know them, and, you know, hey, just come in and ride, right? And then hopefully they would see if they needed, you know, repairs, or if they needed a new, you know, gloves, or they just wanted a coffee, that kind of thing. So that was really important, I think, in the bike shop. A little harder to do if you're just offering online stuff. However, every business, I think, has their, you know, strengths and weaknesses, or easier times or not, obviously. So at the bike shop, right, we could have those kind of physical get-togethers, and that was great. Online, it's amazing, right? There are so many different ways to connect online that, you know, if you are offering online services, it's really a good time, obviously, to get creative about how to build that community. And I think that's what social media is really set up to do, right? Facebook has, obviously, Facebook groups is a great way to build a community, and all the chats, right? I'm still kind of learning the new Instagram group chats. If anyone's using the Instagram group chats, definitely say group chat below, because I'm still kind of figuring that out. The Facebook group chats, if you're in any of our Facebook group chats, it's a little easier, I think, user-friendly to kind of figure out which groups you want to be in, or you can turn off notifications if it's too much. So those are all ways of connecting to your community, right? Building that group of people around you that are going to warm and obviously learn to trust you and be willing and ready to buy your services. So that's really the goal, right? Is to build that community. So we'll get into my 3 top tips. So with social media, right, we tend to get, as business owners, into this mindset because we're kind of told, and we see other businesses doing this. We get into this mindset of, I have to post, right? If I just post more, people will come. And it's really this mentality, same with websites, right? We get into this mentality, oh my God, I gotta have a website, I gotta have a social media, I gotta have blah, 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 blah. I gotta do all the things, right? And then people will find me and people will come. Just like at the bike shop, right? I thought if we just set up the bike shop, right? If we just can open, like for the first year, right? Well, really the first, I guess, 6 months it took us to, you know, have our build out and kind of do all that. But the first bit is really just about getting set up, opening, right? Opening. If I just build it, people will come. Well, at a brick and mortar, right? The minute you open your doors and, oh my God, nobody's here, you learn really quickly, okay, no, I've got to go where my customers are. So that is my tip number one, especially online. If you are not getting the traffic you want, and if you are not getting the sales that you want, if you need more clients, go where your customers are. So that takes a number of things, right? You have to define who that person is in order to know where to go, obviously. But if you have already defined who that customer is, then you should know where they're hanging out, right? Online, are they hanging out on Facebook more? Or are they hanging out on Instagram? Maybe they're on Pinterest. If they're kind of a little bit on all three, you know, it might make sense for you to be on all three. But where are they hanging out? And that's where you want to go. So for sure, go there. Go where your clients are. But then I would take that a step further, because I always feel like as business owners, we're posting and hoping, right? One of my clients said, Terry, if you're here, I loved it. You said a spray and hope method, right? I'm just spraying the community. I'm spraying the online interwebs and hoping, right? So I always, another thing that I say is throwing spaghetti at the wall. If you feel like you are just throwing spaghetti at the wall and waiting, right? Hoping someone will see your beautiful post, your awesome website and click, right? That's what we're hoping. So, and unfortunately, I mean, those are all good things to do, right? But I feel like as business owners, we can really get stuck in that mindset of that's all I can do and that's what I need to do. And here's what I have learned over the last decade. It is not about perfecting the post, the message, the offer, right? Those are all really important things. Obviously, you want to constantly be working on your post, your message, your offering. However, you can do that until the cows come home, right? What you really need is feedback from your customers on whether those are working. If you're not getting customers or sales, you have no idea whether, you know, you have no reason to change. You have no ways of knowing what they really need. So you really need to get clients in order to then perfect your post, your message, your offering, all those things. So I hear a lot, right? I recently heard from a client who said, oh, I really just need to figure out my messaging first. And I thought, that's great that you're thinking about what's going to resonate with your perfect target audience. However, right, no one can really know what's going to resonate until it works. So yes, you know, it's a little bit of a catch-22, right? Like, yes, you can keep working on your offer and your messaging, but I really think it's more important about thinking about your customer and going where they are. And this is what I mean by going where they are. Instead of just waiting, right, posting and waiting, is message them, right? And that can always feel a little bit scary. DM them, right? If they have shown any interest in your stuff, if they have liked a post, if they have commented on a post, I think that opens the door for you to just say, hey, I saw that you liked this post. What do you think about XYZ, right? Or, you know, where are you at in your journey? Or, you know what I mean? Just a neutral, open, genuine conversation. What question would you like to ask that particular, you know, maybe perfect customer? If they are in your target audience and they have liked your stuff, you need to go where they are. Go to them. Don't just sit and wait, right? I feel like that is such a missed opportunity that so many business owners do, right? We're just kind of posting, putting our stuff, hoping, you know, well, if they like me enough, you know, they'll click. They won't, right? We've all been there. Notice your own habits, right? You might really like someone's stuff. Oh, that, that jewelry is really cute. Oh, I like that coach's style. Oh, that book looks interesting. We're going to scroll and like and keep scrolling. We're just going to keep scrolling. If something really jumps out at you, right? Facebook ads, hello, Facebook ads, where you're like, oh my God, I got to have it now. Those are some really interesting, if you catch your own habits, if you see something where you are like, oh my gosh, I need that today, I cannot keep scrolling. Those are some really good messaging to really dive deep into what did they say in that ad? What pictures did they show? What words came up where you were like, I have to stop and buy this now. This is exactly what I need, right? And, we always joke, right? Everyone jokes, I think, these days that Facebook is always listening. And so think about what have you been talking about or searching on Google lately that has gotten you those ads. If there are ads where you are like, oh my God, I gotta buy this. Think about what that messaging is, right? Think about what triggered you to purchase that right away. I hear this a lot on Etsy too, right? What are the products that you are just, because Etsy is vast, right? If you're scrolling on Etsy and you see something where you're like, oh my God, I need that product now. I cannot stop, or I cannot keep scrolling, right? I don't want to miss this. So you try saving it, you try hearting it, right? Whatever it is on Etsy to save, and you can put it in your like list or favorites, right? Same thing on Amazon, right? If anyone has Amazon lists, right? Or your cart, I do that so much. I think I saw a post recently, right, where someone was like, oh my God, if my husband knew how much money I'm saving him by saving stuff in my Amazon cart. I tell my husband that a lot, right? Look at the saved. Look at the stuff that I haven't bought. Like, think how much money we've saved, right? So anyway, it's a whole different mindset. But yeah, I really think that if we can kind of hone in on those amazing products that we can't live without, where that makes us stop scrolling, those are some really good things to kind of dive deep into and figure out, okay, is it a message? Is it a particular product? Is it a beautiful picture? Like, what was it that really stuck with me? And those are some things to think about incorporating into your own business. However, I think the majority of sales really happen in the follow-up, right? So I say that with a big caveat that it's not, you can dive deep into those hot ads that really catch your eye and you have to have it now. However, it is probably that you have seen that before to make you be like, oh, now I actually trust it and I want to buy. Or it's just really a one-off amazing something, right? A beautiful picture, and it's something that you're going to need right away and you need to buy it now. So it's good to capture those I need it now, obviously. However, I think 90% of sales happen in the follow-up, right? So you need to go where your customers are, number one. DM them, invite them to your group, something neutral, offer them a freebie, something neutral to get them into your realm. So even you could use a newsletter for this as well, right? Sign up for my newsletter, to get this freebie, and then follow up with your strategy or, with your other offerings. And it's going to take a little bit, right? A little warming up, obviously, to get them to know and trust you and love you. So that's number one. Go where your customers are and warm them up. So you need to go where they are and send them a direct message, invite them to your group, get them in your community, right? That's really what we want. We want to bring them into our realm, into our world, right? So they really have to get to know you and what you offer. And, a lot of us offer some kind of complex services that it takes a little bit more, right? I'll often see as I'm scrolling, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, but I really don't know what that is. And then I'll keep scrolling and I'll forget all about it, right? You've really got to take a couple of times for people a couple touches, right? I think people say something like 7 to 8 touches before they're really warmed up to be able to know that that's something that they want. So it really takes some time and some warming up, obviously. So number one, go where they are, send them a message. Number two is probably the warm up, right? The follow up. So number two is get them into your community, get them signed up to your newsletter, and then really start to think about what are those questions that get them in the mindset of whatever it is you're offering? So, if you're offering a coaching service and maybe it's a wellness service or a mindset service, something where you're wanting to get them to understand that they have this problem, right? So much of coaching is, I think, therapy, right? In a way that it is stuff that we know we can help people, but they're not in the right mindset of understanding that that's even a problem first, right? We know it's their problem, but they're not sure they need to solve it right away, right? They're not sure that it's that much of a problem that they need you to solve it for them or help them with that problem right away. So those are the ways of kind of warming them up, and you could do this in your Facebook group or in your newsletter, right? In an automation sequence of emails where you could warm them up to the idea of why they need your services, right? What is the mindset or problem that they have that they need help with? So those would all be some ways of warming them up. So we talked about, right, just to recap, go where they are, send them a message, invite them to your group. 2, warm them up with these questions. Warm them up with, telling stories, right? Warm them up with letting them know what mindset to kind of get into to understand their problem and know that they need you, right? That would be the next step. So warming them up with a newsletter or a Facebook group or another way, right? Because the idea, again, going back to this posting strategy, we feel like we're doing that with our social media accounts, right? Just our profile pages. But it's really hard for people, I think, to just be scrolling and maybe hit or miss your message, right? Also, if they're scrolling, I wouldn't call that a lead, right? A scroll, I don't think a follower is not a lead. I would really say a lead is someone who has already shown interest and you have gotten them into your community, into your group, into your newsletter, into your website, however you are gathering their information and getting them into your realm. That would be a lead, right? Someone who has shown interest and said, yes, I want that freebie. Yes, here's my email. They've said yes for something that you have, or they have liked something and then given you information, given you their information in order to get that something. So that would be a lead, right? It's a step further than a follower. I don't think a new follower is a lead, right? That's somebody who is just happened to scroll by. They might just like the picture, right? I like the picture. They might never be a customer. I think that color is cute. They might never be a customer. Or, they're wanting more followers, right? So if they want more followers, they're going to follow more people. So that could be, you never know their intentions. Until they say yes for something, you really don't know what a follower's intentions are or who's watching and why, that kind of thing. So something to think about, right? That a follower is not a lead until they have really shown some interest and said yes for something. So the third thing is really the follow-up, right? The consistent following up, reminding them, top of mind type of strategy, right? Reminding them this is what you have, this is, who you are and how they can get a hold of you or again, why they need your services. So it can be a process, right? And it's a different process, I think, for every business as well as every customer, right? Something will resonate with someone that might not resonate with someone else. So you've got to try different ways of getting them in the mindset of what you are offering, as well as convincing them that you are the one to help them with that need. So those are all of the things that really help you get more clients. So those are really the top 3 things, right? Number 1, go where they are, send them a direct message, right? It can be scary. And if you're not sure what to say in a direct message, those are all things that I can help with, right? I'd be happy to help you. Number 2, warm them up. Once they are in your community, warm them up with the mindset to get in to whatever it is you offer. Talk about the problem, how, what is the problem that they have and how you can help. And then number 3 is the follow-up, right? Keep reminding them, hey, this is what I have, this is what I offer, don't forget about me, hey, it's me again, right? And that can be hard, it's hard. But those are all the 3 ways of getting more clients. This is where you have to go. You want to start those conversations to get more clients, right? I always say coaches use coaches. That's the biggest secret, right? All coaches, successful coaches, use other coaches because we get so deep in the weeds. We really need someone who has been through it, number one, but also who's not deep in the weeds of our business and not so attached emotionally. We need someone who is, whatever, that 30,000 foot view to be able to be like, hey, have you tried this? Or, oh, have you thought about this? Or, that kind of thing. So coaches use coaches. That's, I think, the biggest secret. But the other thing is that in order to get people to really, trust you and respect your authority is you've got to start these conversations, right? If you're wanting to be a coach, I don't think it is enough to just post and hope, right? I don't think it's enough to build it and they will come. I just think you need to warm them up in a more personal way. If you're wanting to be a coach, you want to have conversations anyway. So start those conversations and get people into your world. I really think that's what it's about. Because we can post and hope and be waiting forever, right? We can get stuck in that strategy for years and just be waiting for people to click us, find us, be the right one. I just haven't found the right one, or I don't have enough traffic, or, waiting, posting and waiting. I just think is no fun, right? And it's just not effective. It's just never going to be until you can kind of warm your audience up and find your audience, right? And go where they are. So those are the takeaways for today. If you are wanting a strategy, if you feel like you need a little bit more fine tune into how you are going about getting these hot leads or getting more clients into your world, let's talk. I would love to talk more about what you're offering on social media and how you're gathering these clients or how you're gathering your hot leads. If you want to talk strategy, just say strategy below. I offer a free social media audit to everyone in this group. So if that's something you're interested in, we can look at your social media accounts and what you're trying to do on each and how that's working with your overall strategy. So I always say, right, social media is great, but it is just a piece of your overall strategy. So if you want to talk more strategy, I would love to do that with you. If you have any other questions about how to get more clients, I would love to talk to you as well. You can post your questions below, or you can always send me a direct message. So thanks so much for sticking around. That is all for today, and I'll see you on the next one.